Okay, so at the request of a new client that I'm onboarding this week, I've added a new setting for the automations that we have. So this is what plugs into HighLevel. If you're not aware, I'll leave a link below so you can check this out. But I should probably delete this status here. What we have is a list of custom statuses. Now, this is something I was kind of putting off because it's a pain in the ass because there's a bunch of settings that happen. Like if someone's a solicitor, then we don't want to mark them as one. We want to make sure that's the last evaluation so we're not wasting a bunch of AI credits on this solicitor. And so I had to set up, choosing the icon and the color and stuff so we can show it in the dashboard and it doesn't look like shit. But I got that done. And now what you can do is you can use this to update your pipeline automatically. So the beautiful thing is, when we evaluate a contact, we're going to have all of the notes from that contact, all of the messages, all of the call transcripts, and all of the gaps in between there. So we can pretty well figure out what a contact, what their situation is, and especially in terms of the business. And so if we want to mark them as non-lead, we can easily tell that they're just a friend, valid lead, or closed won. So closed won is actually working pretty well for me because my client never marks his leads as one. So for a long time, I've just been in the dark. I've been like, gosh, I hope he's making money, and not really knowing. But now it's been working for a while, and so AI just goes in there. It just sees that, a conversation like, thanks, I paid the deposit, whatever, and so it'll mark the deal as one and estimate a value as well. That's a separate thing down here. But yeah, this really just allows you to automatically update your pipeline. I think that's the biggest benefit. But then the interesting thing is that a lot of the agencies that I talk to that, especially the ones where it seems like the best fit for them to use this software, are agencies that they actually manually review all the phone calls that their clients are making. So, they have someone basically full time going into the CRM, listening to all the phone calls, and either moving contacts through the pipeline or just updating a Google sheet with that data so they can see, are they closing deals? Are they booking appointments? And so with this, I mean, it seems insane, right? I'm sure any agency owner, especially watching this, is going to think it seems insane to have someone manually reviewing phone calls when LLMs are such a prevalent technology today. So yeah, that's basically what you can do is you could add, so if we're checking for, we'd just do booked, and we'd say, you'll be able to tell so I just put in a quick description, just kind of explaining how the AI is going to be able to tell that we've actually booked an appointment. And then we'll do something like a calendar, and we'll call this, I don't know, pink or whatever. So then in the dashboard, it's going to show all the contacts that are at the book stage. So we'll be able to see, what percentage of the contacts are at this book stage or beyond it. And yeah, I mean, that's really, I guess, the main thing here. I'm not using this because my clients never book appointments, but a lot of people do, and that's kind of might be the main thing that you're tracking. So anyways, just wanted to give this product update. I'm trying to do more product updates. I've just been working on a lot of stuff recently. I'll show you. We have this new Facebook ad connector that I've just built in. So it's a bit tricky. There's 3 parts to it. First, you have to find a way to bring in Facebook data, which is fucking very difficult. I spent a lot of time researching different ways to do it. I finally found one that works, but the 3 parts of this are, first of all, you have to be able to bring in these ad accounts and then match them to the sub account because they're not matched by default. There's no link from, Facebook over to the sub account. I mean, HighLevel might actually have a link, but they don't give it to me. So basically what we have is a list of all the sub accounts, and this one actually I think was the only one that it didn't match automatically. But if we unassign a couple of these, then we hit auto match, you can see it automatically detects. It just matches based on the name, but that's pretty sick. It should save a lot of time, especially when you have, you know, a few hundred ad accounts that you're managing. And so that basically, you need like a way to match these ad accounts to these sub accounts, and then what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to view this ad data in relation to this sub account, and then you'll see that on the dashboard, net or gross ROAS, total ad spend, cost per lead, cost per lead, you know, everything that you actually want to keep an eye on, you'll be able to see on this screen, which is going to be sick, dude. I used to literally get paid $1,000 a month to keep an eye on this agency's ads because, you know, you don't want to actually like. It sucks to go in there every day and just check every ad account and like see what the price per lead is and like just make sure it's not broken or anything. And usually it's fine. You know, 90% of the time it's fine. But that small percent of the time that it's not fine, then if you're not checking it, the customer finds out first, and it's very embarrassing. So yeah, you got to stay on top of it. And I think once I get this implemented, it's going to be super sick for just keeping an eye on these ad accounts without having to do a shit ton of work checking on the ad accounts. And yeah, I can also see the ad account status, so I can see active, or I forget what the ad account is. The status says when it's like all good, and then there's also a status for like restricted, I think is the term. So when your ad account gets restricted, I can shoot you an email right away, be like, yo, here, hit this account up, and I can show it in the dashboard, rather than you having to find out 2 days later when your client says, where are the leads at? And you go, it's just a slow week. You know? But yeah, so that's the second part, is actually showing the data. And then the last part is I need to create a button here that basically allows you to link your accounts. That's not too complicated, but the data structuring it is fairly complicated and just kind of yeah, I've been working on it basically all week. But anyways, yeah, I'll see you in the next video, probably when I finish implementing this.